Today, as I return from downtown, taking care of some business, I realized that in our communities there is no voice, no unity, and no results. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, but our communities are the only communities that are neglected. And when you walk out on your porches and you look across your neighborhoods, you see a lot of blocks with abandoned buildings, school closures, education at an all-time low in CPS. Charter schools are on the rise. Politicians study line. They trick the voters into voting for them and putting them back into office, and they're not keeping their word about making it better. They're taking the money and they're putting it in the suburbs and not investing into the city, into the low income neighborhoods. And it just pisses me off. The system is so screwed up. There is no fairness in the system. Criminals have more right than people that are victimized. People with money get more help than people that don't have money. It makes you sick to your stomach to know, and not just with what I'm going through with my housing situation, but the stories that I hear, people that worked all their lives, and the gimmicks and the trickery that goes on, and then you go to the government and try to get assistance and they shut you down, but they the main ones stealing, and we're crying. They're crying broke, and nobody has the money for this, and we need not to pay the state workers, and we can't put money to enhance programs, but y'all asses is study stealing on a daily basis, every second, minute, and hour. I just read an article today about Bobby Rush's niece getting paid while working on his campaign, but all they'll get is a slap on their wrist. You have state senators, congressmen, with mics on, talking about people doing things, stealing things, embezzlement, manipulation, lying, and they get a slap on the wrist. They go to pretty jails. And when we get victimized and we become the victim, we have to go through hell to get our identity back. I'm going through hell with a housing issue. And when you share your story, people look at you like you did this to yourself. And I'm looking at them like, where's the protection? And I say to myself, there is none. And if you don't believe me, look across. This is across 50 states. Look at New Orleans and the impoverished neighborhood. They ain't repaired that yet. If it had been a white suburb, it would have been cleaned up, fixed up, and rebuilt a long time ago. Or Madison and Pulaski, when they tore it down, it's still messed up. And it doesn't make sense. Southside, a mess. Detroit, a mess. Indiana, a mess. So I proved my point that our communities are the only community that suffer. And you know what? We allow it. That's all I'm saying. And we need to get off our butts and make our voices heard. And stop being a coward and retreating back behind doors and don't speak up and expect one person to step and cry and use their voice when you can use it yourself. I mean, really. We stand up for stupid stuff. Let's stand up for something that has a purpose and unify in that aspect.